Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome back to my Manchester United Football Manager 2016 Let's Play. This episode, we have got a massive game. It is against Manchester City, and it's third against fourth. We are 4 points ahead of them, though, because we've been doing pretty well, and I think they've dropped a few points here and there, but I will go through those games that I did play. West Ham, you can see Memphis scored early in the game, then Rashford late in the game to finish it off. Was a solid 2-0 result for us. Then Hull, 4-2 at home. Just played it right now, was a pretty convincing game. Even Lingard managed to get on the score sheet. We finished off the game more or less in the first half, and coming in from halftime, Lingard scored. So, yeah, really solid. But there was one negative out of that game that you can't see from there. It was Luke Shaw. He just got injured in the injury time there. How about that? Oh, no wonder it's called injury time. That's when the players get injured. Oh no, Luke Shaw. Very disappointing, especially because the injury is from 3 to 4 months. Writes him up for the whole season. So I'm not going to use an excuse here. That's what I don't really like to do for the most part anyway. With injuries, when it's something you can control, especially with injuries, for next season, I'm going to try and work more to maybe manage my players better. I don't know. I thought I've done that well. I don't think I've done that badly. Maybe get in some better physios and fitness coaches. Yeah, just I'll do what I see within my control, and hopefully, yeah, that will be fixed for the following season. Not as many injuries. So yeah, this episode is going to be Manchester City. We'll play against Manchester City, hopefully beat them, and then also the youth intake. Region youth intake is actually the day after that, so that will allow us to do the 2 legs in the following episode. So that can be focused on the Europa League stuff. This can be focused hopefully on a league win for us. Could be a very important game, and then also the intake. And I think I'm getting through this save at a decent pace, and it really shows why it's probably going to be better for me, like playing some more games off camera. Generally less important games, but of course there'll be some kind of important ones. Like, a lot of games are important through the season, but yeah, how I want to be documenting my saves on YouTube, I suppose, from now on, playing this way, getting through seasons more quicker in real life time as well. Maybe, yeah, a couple weeks or something like that for each season. Yeah, get through at a decent pace, and yeah, then you can really see how a team develops. That's what I'm about for the most part, what I want to showcase. And leading into Football Manager 2017, when I do a lower team, hopefully, yeah, I could do this over multiple seasons, and yeah, will be a good base up until that. And if you've been subscribed to me for a while, I don't really want you to focus on me, maybe because I haven't done as many seasons in the past in lower leagues. I've stopped it earlier than you would have liked. But yeah, to me, it's like a clean slate from now. I've got like a kind of new mindset going into it. So hopefully, yeah, you will be excited for that. But we've got to focus on the current point in time. We've got, would you count like 5 injuries a lot of injuries? I'm not sure if it's a lot of injuries, but they're key injuries, like key players that are going to be missing. Like Luke Shaw, Valencia, Juan Mata, Mkhitaryan, and then also Ander Herrera. So they're all players that could be part of the first team and definitely would be taking part. So, and a lot of them, like you got Luke Shaw, what's that? 3 to 4 months. Valencia, yeah, 2 to 3 months. Juan Mata, he'll be back in 3 days. Mkhitaryan, 8 weeks to 10 weeks. So he's written off for the season pretty much. And Herrera, he's basically returning to full fitness. So yeah, it's tough to deal with at the minute because they're more so key players that will be part of the first team. So you can see Daley Blind is going to be coming in, almost thinking to change that role to defend, or the duty to defend, the role of a wing-back in the full-back position. That sounds confusing. And also, yeah, even Jesse Lingard is starting here. Like, Ashley Young hasn't got the best morale. Lingard actually been doing well in the last 5 games. Look at that, 7.76. So hopefully he can continue that form, I suppose, into this game. And hopefully we can win it. And again, City are going with that defensive 4-1-4-1 with a defensive midfielder. It's a strong team, though. That midfield looks absolutely crazy good. You got David Silva, Yaya Toure, Gundogan, Javi Martinez in that defensive midfielder holding role, and De Bruyne in right midfield. Like, that's just, that's a wow. That's craziness how good that is. The defense, they got Sanya at centre-back. Benyat, yeah, I don't really like Sanya at centre-back. Like, well, that's good for us. I like it in that way, but from a Man City point of view, I'm not sure about him as a centre-back, even though he can probably play there. I've got to think about closing down Aguero because he's dangerous. David Silva will tight mark. I don't even know the difference. Like, to me, it's just that I think of that kind of player in my head. I think Aguero, we want to close him down. But then I think about David Silva, and I think, yeah, he needs to be tight marked, opposed to closed down. Just what I think about in my head about that player, you know what I mean? And it depends if they're wingers or not, the kind of wingers they are, like De Bruyne. So, yeah, that's something like that. And maybe Yaya Toure will close him down because you don't want him like having a lot of space with the ball. So, yeah, that's just the logic behind that, I suppose. I'm not sure whether you think it's a right or wrong decision. To me, yeah, that's the thing with Football Manager. There's no right or wrong decisions. Maybe after the game, if you lose, you could think about that. But yeah, like it's your opinion with what you want to do, and that's why I have faith. Okay, but I'll just say, yeah, avenge what happened last time. But yeah, to my point, I have faith in what I do. I make changes. That's why, just because I don't make changes that people suggest, it doesn't mean I don't read comments. Like, I just play the way I have for ages in Football Manager, since like FM07 was the first Football Manager game I played. Then I played Championship Manager a few years before that. Just like, yeah, like another manager won't change. Okay, we might score here. Lingard almost scores, yeah. Another manager won't change his tactics based on what the media says or something like that. So it's kind of that in the way, and why, that's the logic I go with. I think, would a manager change his tactics based on what the media or just, random people say? Probably not. He has faith in his ability, and if it's a good manager, he'll succeed. And here, we've got an early throw-in. Let's see if we can score. Come on. Schweinsteiger, Ibrahimovic, Rooney, we could score. It's a bit scrappy there. We've actually started this game really, really well compared to Manchester City. We've got the majority of possession, and I have gone back to that 4-4-2 now. I think the 4-2-4 should be when we're going for a goal, because this is more strong defensively, and still we can have a decent amount of possession and create chances. So really, really balanced, I've noticed. And also, this point in the season, maybe it could be fighting for second, but it's really kind of making sure we finish third. Obviously, if you finish fourth, you get into Champions League, but you have to play like an early qualifying game next season. And I'm not at my best early in the season, I'll say that. So that'll be a free kick Rooney has given away here, unfortunately. I hope we don't concede late in the half. That would be very disappointing from a half we've dominated, because that happens fairly regularly for me. Aguero, but when you have got a good goalkeeper like David De Gea, he can come up with a save. I'm actually disappointed. I thought we've played a decent half from what we saw highlights-wise. Not too much, but the stats as well, feels like we've dominated, and I'll just say I'm not happy with the performance, even though I don't think we've been terrible. That's what gets a good reaction, apart from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He doesn't like negative feedback, I suppose. I'll say I'm not happy. Why would that fix it? Just something more negative. Come on. But if I'm honest here, even if we get a draw away from home, make sure Manchester City don't take points off of us. That would be good. Keep them 4 points away. That's pretty safe, I'd like to think. But we do have a chance here. Ibrahimovic, Lingard, Lingard with a wonder strike. He wasn't a deflection. He did it on his own. What a hit. He's making a name for himself. Like, I've been talking about how I will probably eventually sell him, but he's like screaming out his name right now to keep him. He's making a name for himself. Whoa. Look at that hit. Oh, what a smash from Lingard. And I think it did actually take a wait. Yeah, that was just the highlight. It did actually end up taking deflection, but not an own goal, not enough to be an own goal. And again, that's when you look at the role. Once more, you look, his role ability, it looks terrible. And for the role and duty suitability, he doesn't look good at all. But the thing is, he'll be better as a winger, but we're playing with the wide midfielders, so it suits the whole tactic we're kind of trying to play, to be a bit more defensive. Instead of being wingers, be the wide midfielders, so they can have a balance between defense and attack. That's what makes us pretty strong defensively in this formation and tactic. So I'm really happy in that. You don't always have to have the highest role ability for them to make an impact. So I'm really happy with what he's done. And like I said, he's had I'll show you the results. from his recent performances, just as kind of proof, I suppose. He scored in the previous game against Hull as well, so 2 games in a row he scored, and 7.2 rating as well against West Ham, so he's on good form. Like, on his form right now, he doesn't deserve to be sold, but maybe on his ability. But, yeah, I like to judge players on what they actually put out on the pitch, like it's real life. Players don't have numbers for their ability in real life, so sometimes I like to treat it like that in Football Manager. But Wayne Rooney having a poor game, might as well bring on Marcus Rashford, and hopefully, he can do well. And do you do the same as well? You judge more of performance? Because that people like to be realistic, and that's more realistic than anything, to be honest. Keeping players that are playing well in the team, not just judging off their kind of name, I suppose, and their kind of popularity. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, pretty much that's not the right thing to do, in my view. You just got to judge players by what they put out and not what they've done in the past, I'll say. And I suppose mathematically there's still hopes to win the title, but obviously have to rely on Arsenal and Chelsea to drop a lot of points, and Schneiderlin. He's had a lot of chances this season where he gets forward, but he's just wasted it. I don't think he's really finished one of those chances yet, which is the only disappointment, because apart from that, he's been really strong defensively. Can't fold him. But now it's a corner from Schweinsteiger. Rashford comes on, and who is it? It's Chris Smalling. 3rd goal of the season. He scored a few goals. Obviously 3, not too many, but for a centre-back, coming up with 3 goals this time in the season, is not too bad. It's helpful. And Rashford on his own, and then the keeper spilled it, Joe Hart, and Smalling was there to finish, and hopefully finish off the game. We've got a nice 2-0 buffer with 20 minutes remaining. That is very, very solid. Oh, it's tough right now. Like, Laporte, we have to leave him on, I'd like to think. He's one of the lowest conditions, but Lingard. Here we're actually going to bring on Ashley Young. He can come on there. See, Ashley Young is a better rating. You would see him there, better rating. So hopefully he can actually do something good for us. I know he's not too confident right now because he wants to leave because I wasn't playing him. See, I'd probably rather keep Lingard than Ashley Young. I know Lingard is a few years younger, so... But he did have a good game last time out, Ashley Young. He scored a goal. So it's just, these decisions you have to make. Like right now, it feels like Ashley Young should be sold ahead of Lingard. And we should keep Lingard and don't just sell him because he doesn't look good enough. What's your thoughts anyway? And I think we shall make the final change right now. Should it be another defensive change? I'm thinking it should be like Matteo Darmian, and we'll just bring on Phil Jones, and we can play... could he be wing back on defend? Okay, he's actually pretty decent in that role, so we'll do that for Phil Jones as well. To me, he's done a lot better in the right back position than at centre back. I don't know why. Maybe he makes more errors at centre back, even though he's more natural as a centre back. Okay, what the hell happened? He's more natural as a centre back, but at right back, he seems to make fewer errors. That costs us anyway. But guys, just the last couple of minutes here, and definitely looks like we're going to get the 3 points. Manchester City, though, have only had 1 shot on target for the whole game. That's why I talk about being good defensively. And not just good defensively, we've created our fair share, definitely more than City have today. Much more. It's been, quality performance. And on paper, like for the starting 11, they probably have better players. If you add them all together, of course, we've got some big types like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Rooney, those kind of players. Memphis, they're good players. But look, they got Aguero. Zabaleta is a good player for them as well. And we end up winning 2-0. And that's Manchester City's home game. I'm really it's 2-0, sure. That's a great result. But it's more the performance that I like to see. How we played. That was so good, and we deserve that result. Not too much reactions, because I'm praising him a lot recently, because we are playing well. And definitely that puts us in a good position now from Manchester City's. Like, we play the same games, and we're 7 points ahead of them, and 7 points ahead of Liverpool. They still have to play their game, but it looks like we've got this 3rd position for ourselves. Mathematically, obviously, we could probably finish 2nd. First, maybe if Arsenal drop off, we'll just have to see how it goes. Anything can happen. There's still a decent amount of games. Like, for us, we still have played 9 games in the season, so it could work out that way. I don't really know, but do you think we can? Do you think we can still win the title? Maybe leave your thoughts in the comments. But for now, the next thing is going to be the youth intake. So hopefully get some good talents. Because like I said, I'm going through this fairly quickly. more quickly than normal, you have to say, through a season. So maybe get 3 or 4 seasons through. So yeah, young talent in this first year's intake anyway could be a player that could make an impact maybe a couple seasons from now. We will have to see. And guys, here is the youth intake. So it says here, Bruno Conte. If you didn't remember, he is our head of youth development that I signed at the start of the save, basically. And he singled out Alan Moran as possibly one of the best players of his generation. That is pretty much the best description you can get in the youth intake. So I'm really excited to see how good he is. And if we get some other decent guys as well, okay. 2 of our best players, it seems, are strikers. That's not too bad. You can see there he's got the very, very high potential. So let's take a look at him. Alan Moran, okay. He looks all right. Yeah, he looks all right. He's good height as well. You can see he's kind of that taller, stronger. He's good in the air. He's got flair as well. Finishing is a worry though, 8. So he's not completely a beast or something like that, as I got maybe a little bit excited for when I saw that description of him. Like, best player of his generation, or one of the best players of his generation. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed there because he's pretty slow, but he is going to be that stronger type. Not sure how good he's going to be, but he's got some nice attributes and potential in him. So, yeah, of course, we will approach to sign him on the contract as a youngster and see how he will progress. But yeah, finishing, maybe he won't be like an amazing high goal scorer, or we can really work on his finishing in his training. But yeah, you can't just focus on one area for his whole youth career. You got to balance them out, obviously. And then we got Cal Rogers, sorry. He really lacks technically. I don't think we're even going to sign this guy up. Like, I only pretty much sign the really high potential guys, and yeah, these guys, we'll see. Pete Chudy, I think that is. I'm not really sure they'll be good there. Probably won't be good enough. Their potentials are like, with that kind of potential ability, that's like championship level, if that. It's like, yeah, lower. So I won't waste your time with clicking on the rest of these players unless any of them really impress me. Only a other handful, like guys in that area, could potentially. But yeah, Alan Moran is going to be the key player from this youth intake, and Carrick wants to leave, so kind of offering him out, but no offers for him at this point in time. So yeah, there's no extra part of this episode now. That's it. We play the game against Manchester City. Very good performance, and then of course a pretty decent youth intake. You can't complain about it, but I always look at maybe negatives of a player if I want to look at him being an absolutely amazing like regen player for us. But yeah, finishing pretty low for a striker, but definitely looks like a nice target man type he could develop into. Hope you guys enjoyed it though. Drop a like if you want to see the next episode is going to be big as well, both Legsy and Feyenoord. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.